Good afternoon. I'm Christian Blanco, and alongside me is Carson Gompert. Today we have some pretty surprising news on which most would be considered normal for the past 21 years. Carson, could you tell us about that?
Yeah, first off, we had a UT football game that they had a very good win over the Kentucky Wildcats. It was a very offensive game, both teams scoring over 40 points.
And some hopeful news on the Monarch Butterflies getting the new winter homes for the next season.
And Bosnian floodings that ruined very many buildings, leaving many of them out of commission.
And we'll be right back after this short break.
Welcome back to the Irish Media Network. My name is Susie Valenti, and here's your weather for the week. The highs will start off in the 70s and drop down to around the 60s. The lows will be in the 30s and rise a bit to the 50s, and it'll drop back down by the end of the week. As we can see on our radar, there's not much activity in our area today, but we're expected to have slight showers on Thursday. Now to Carson with our local story.
Cott County inspired the next generation of first responders. The emergency responders in the county held a service day event on Saturday. Families were able to enjoy the free event that was a fair. One of the boys there had a dream to be a firefighter and was filled with many during the whole event. His name is Alec. He knows a thing or two about first responders because most of the people in his family have been one. The first responders at the event really wanted to show the day in the life. So they showed them some stuff inside the fire truck or the cop car and even showed them a canine. After this event, Alex said, "Now I'm even more inspired to be a firefighter." It wasn't just the kids that were amazed by the event, but the parents as well. The event had to come to a close as the sun began to set, yet it was a great success. Now on to Blanco on the UT football game.
On Saturday, the Tennessee Volunteers traveled up to Lexington to take on the number 18 Kentucky Wildcats. After a 45-42 victory, Tennessee improves their record to 5-4, while Kentucky drops to 6-3. Tennessee quarterback Hendon Hooker threw for a career high of 4 touchdowns. The Vols started off hot, scoring on the very first play of the game. Then the Wildcats got their shot and scored on the first drive. This is very much of an offensive game as both defenses allowed 40-plus points. But both defenses did have their moments, with the Wildcats getting 5-plus sacks and the Vols getting a pick six. Hooker had an amazing game, going for 15 for 20, 316 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Kentucky's QB, Levis, also had a good game, throwing for 372 yards, 3 touchdowns, but he threw for 1 pick. Now over to Paul about the new basketball season.
Over at Knoxville Catholic High School, the boys' basketball team has tipped off and has gone to work. The team is bringing back a lot of returning players and a fresh attitude after falling short in the past years, and they couldn't be more excited. Senior Presley Patterson had a lot to say.
I'm just most excited for my last season. I think we got a really good team. You know, we lost Tamba and Akeem, the last couple of years. But we got some good young players, and we got some experience coming back. We've played together for like 3 or 4 years, so.
The coaches are also very excited and know that they have a lot at stake this year. Practices are tough, and the players are training hard because they know this is their last season with Coach Hutchins before his retirement.
Don't dribble! We want to get one last one before our coach retires.
Practice is high-paced and intense, and you can definitely tell the players are in shape and ready to go. The team scrimmages each other to keep competition high and intensity up. Senior Luke Jesse has fun.
We're going harder in practice. We just got done scrimmaging a lot, and it was great. We really got after it, and it was a fun time.
After practice, Coach always has a few wise words to say. They have their season opener on November 16th. This has been Paul Fisher with the Irish Media Network.
Sign of hope for the struggling population of migratory western monarch butterflies was presented when they started showing up in large numbers at their overwintering sites in coastal California. These reports were welcoming due to population reaching an all-time low last year. Over just the month of October, 1,300 monarchs were counted at the Pacific Grove overwintering site. The same site last year did not have a single monarch butterfly. The Pismo State Beech Grove went from 100 in 2020 to about roughly 8,000 monarchs this year. Populations can fluctuate every year in response to temperature, rainfall, and availability of food. The reasons for the rise in numbers this year is likely the combination of all these factors. The count of monarch was fewer than 2,000 monarchs in 2020. However, these reports signal the possibility of a rebound in numbers for 2021. This year's official count will take place during the 25th annual Western Monarch Thanksgiving count beginning November 13th to December 5th.
Hopefully all the monarchs find their home. Joe Biden is one of the many speakers that spoke on climate change at COP26. COP26 is a UN meeting on climate change and how to slow down and stop the effects of climate. Biden made comments on the effects of climate change and how we can slow it down, and he said that it's a decisive decade on what the future will hold. People have started protesting outside where the summit is being held, and the protesters have said that the COP26 summer is a failure. Greta Thunberg was one who started these protests. The summit will be until November 12th and will include leaders at the UK, Australia, and the US as they will talk about the ideas in climate change. Now over to Susie on the story of the floodings.
All last week, heavy rain has created severe flash flooding in Bosnia, prompting evacuations causing power outages, and closing down a key facility for oxygen providing for COVID-19 patients. The oxygen plant is completely submerged, and unless the company's operations are quickly restored, the hospitals in the country treating COVID-19 might run out of medicinal oxygen. Hundreds of homes in the suburbs along the rivers of Bosnia are completely submerged and left without power, forcing everyone near to evacuate. The rain started late on Thursday and is expected to continue on until the middle of the week, raising fears of a repeat on a record flooding that affected a third of Bosnia's population in 2004. Now to Carson and Christian to close us out.
That's going to be it for today. We'll deliver some more news next week. Now, Carson?
Don't forget to follow us on all social media and keep checking up for weekly updates.
Go Irish!